This is BBC Southern Counties.
Tommy Boyd and Alison Ferns on BBC Southern Counties Radio.
BBC Southern Counties Radio for a Saturday evening, the Saturday night late night phone-in programme, the first hour of which is the Internet Hour. Is delighted that Alison Ferns has broken this habit she's developed of missing the show in order to get completely ratted, I imagine, in preparation, celebrations in preparation for your coming marriage, which is great.
It is, but I am back tonight.
Yeah, Lisa and Jenny were fantastic, but there's only one Alison Ferns.
There's only one.
Line 6.
Hello.
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 Hello, is that Southern Counties Radio?
Yes, it is.
You're on the air.
Right, now, I want to say something, and don't put the phone down, please.
Well, as long as you...
listen now.
No,
right.
no, you listen. If you can't cut a deal and make it a one-ended deal. The other deal is you don't run away, because I think you're going to say something...
No, I'm not going to say anything horrible, don't worry.
Okay.
Nothing wrong like that. When, David Miller was on earlier...
Yeah?
He's saying about the rock concert. And he was talking to the lady that says the travel news, Sylvia.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? Right. Now, there's a lot of suicidal people out there, and he said something about one of the rock groups saying slash the wrists. Now, there's a lot of people who are very suicidal out here.
How many is that then?
Well, I'm suicidal. I'm homeless. I live in a tent, and I've been badly attacked. And I didn't like that statement.
Well, what are you phoning us on then, if you're homeless, if I may ask?
Well, I'm phoning because, not mainly because I'm homeless, because of the statement that he said about,
I know, but I'm only trying to get a clear picture here about where you're coming from.
No, I'm saying, please let me say,
No, you can't,
slashing the wrist.
Yes.
Slashing the wrist.
Well, if you're homeless, where are you phoning from?
I'm phoning from Crawley. I'm facing.
No, I'm not talking about the city. I'm talking about whether you're under a roof.
No, I'm not. I'm in a tent.
You're in a tent on your mobile?
I'm not on a mobile.
You've got a landline in your tent?
No, can I explain?
Yeah, you better have.
There's no need to be, sarcastic with me.
Well, then, give us some facts that add up.
Right, well, I'm come up to a friend's
You're being critical about two fellow broadcasters.
You won't let me speak.
Well, I'm just explaining why. I'm testing what you're saying, because you're being critical. You're being critical.
I'm not, I'm being honest. I've come up to a friend's flat in Furnace Green, Crawley.
Right.
And I've been crying my heart out. And there's a suicidal line when they call it people that are upset, suicidal, right?
I'm
donations to people don't want to slash their wrist.
No, this is rubbish. It's unconnected.
No, it's not rubbish.
What do you say?
I'm going to the Crawley News and I'm reporting this.
Oh, big deal. You're wasting everybody's time.
In my tent.
You're wasting everybody's time.
No, I'm not, because
yes, you are.
I'm thinking of all the people out there.
No, you're not.
What about the Samaritans?
No, you're not. You're not thinking about
the Samaritans?
You're not thinking about these people.
The people out there that are suicidal.
No, they're not.
And you don't want to hear someone saying about a rock concert, saying, "Oh, I don't want to hear that sound or that band."
I've got a question for you then, and I bet you can't answer it. Yeah, I'm going to.
Give it to me.
And I bet your answer comes to 0 out of 10.
I don't think so.
Let's try it then, shall we?
Come on then, get it on.
What exactly is your objection?
My objection is where rock concerts are going on, like Glastonbury's gone, but it's a good concert, but there's concerts going on.
That's not even naught.
No, you won't even let me finish my answer.
It should be a lot shorter than this.
No, excuse me, let me finish.
Let me give you an example
You asked me the question, let me finish the answer, okay?
Well, you hadn't started it yet.
Because you won't let me speak, you keep interrupting.
Go straight to your answer, don't waffle. Time is precious.
He was speaking to the ladies doing the traffic, about the traffic.
We've got all that. What exactly is your objection? May I suggest?
My objection is about... If I listen to that band, I'll slash my wrist.
Right, okay, so you're saying... Are you saying...
when people are suicidal and they're told as Samaritans...
A load of old rubbish.
Excuse me, it's
Load
not
of
a
old
load
rubbish.
of old rubbish.
I totally reject, utterly, out of hand, entirely.
No, it's not out of hand. Alright, you're going to get a lot of calls in now. The people that are suicidal.
I won't take them. And no,
they go
rubbish.
to the wheelchair hospital in Crawley,
Rubbish.
yeah?
I've never heard such a...
Suicide and the Rose Ward in Horsham. You're sick, man.
You're sick.
You want to get yourself alive. There's people out here that are harmless.
No, go away. Go away. Oh, some people would love the notion that somebody had said something on the radio that would love it. There are people, I'm not saying that person was, but there are people who would love the idea that somebody said something on the radio or on television that led to some kind of heinous occurrence.
It's absolute rubbish.
And they don't even know that that's their motive.
No.
And she didn't know what she was on about.
No.
But since she may have attracted attention to herself one way or another by some kind of spurious attempt at committing suicide in the past, I have no idea. We couldn't drag it out of her. I just wanted some facts. She felt that she was somehow some kind of a spokesperson for everybody who gets a bit pissed off from time to time. Sorry to be a little bit harsh, but she was critical of a very good friend of mine, or two. 08459 570057. You still there?
I am, and I'm going to get it right through, and I'm reporting it to the manager.
Yeah.
And I mean that. Yeah. And the whole of Crawley here, Faith Inch, is going to fight back.
Fight back, yeah, you're going to fight back. And beat the bastards, aren't you, eh?
No, and why?
Oh, God. Go away. Please go away. Please go away.
No, you go. You're not going to get away with it. You don't say the B word on the radio.
Please go away.
No, you go away.
Please get off the line.
No.
Hang up.
You're disgusting.
You are.
You stink.
It's ridiculous what you're saying.
I can smell you down the phone and I'm homeless. I'm cleaner than you.
Yeah. Go away.
Every day.
Please go away.
No.
Yes.
I'm only just pointing out that the man saying about slashing the wrist...
It's rubbish.
Right?
Your point is rubbish. I've explained why it's rubbish.
You should not say a thing like that when there's homeless people, not homeless, people plus homeless, people that are disabled, people that have lost their loved ones, are suicidal.
Please.
And people do not want to hear a radio presenter saying, oh, slash their wrist, because they don't want to hear a rock band
I beg you to get off the radio, please.
No, you get off the radio.
Oh, well, I might in a minute. If you don't clear off, I'm going to walk out.
I don't like you saying the B word across the airways when there's people listening out there.
Oh, don't be a prude. Don't pretend you don't like bad language.
Excuse me, I don't pretend. I have to live the real world.
Yeah,
when you live in a tent and it's been ripped to pieces and you get battered around the head.
Everybody lives in the real world.
I don't think so.
Yeah, everybody lives in the real world.
Do you?
Yes.
I don't think you do, my friend.
Well, go away.
You just live in a sad world.
What can I do to ask you very politely to stop bothering me?
And what can I do to ask you to get the facts through to your brain, if you got one, two brain cells to rub together?
I don't enjoy arguing with you because you're not really very good.
Across the airways saying, oh, if you don't like that, don't listen to that rock band.
What are we going to do here, Alison?
I'm not sure. We've got a problem on our hands.
Yeah, I know.
You have got a problem,
Who's paying for this call?
You ain't seen the last of me or heard the last of me yet.
Who is paying for this
call? And I hope the whole of the Southern Counties are listening to Faith Finch.
This is the Internet Hour.
Living in a tent.
Do you realise that this is a programme about the Internet?
Yeah, the police know about it as well.
The police know about it?
Everyone knows me.
I dare say they do. I dare say they do. May I ask you...
not dare say they do.
May I ask you, what programme did you think you had rung here?
Southern Counties Radio.
No, that's a radio station. Which programme? This is a programme about the Internet.
Oh, well, what I'm trying to get in touch with about... I didn't know about you were on duty, but I was on about David Miller.
Well, maybe you don't listen to the radio very carefully.
My friend's flat to borrow his phone.
Well, you shouldn't go around trying to stir up trouble.
And then how can I have a landline in the tent? How can I charge up a mobile phone in the tent?
I've got one last thing to say to you.
You've got nothing to say to me, my friend.
I don't want you on the phone. People like you shouldn't be phoning radio station. No, I don't suppose you do.
You understand me?
Yes, I know.
Now, fuck off!
Oh, for goodness sake. I do apologise for that, anybody listening. I have to put up with rubbish like that from certain people from time to time.
Very quickly though, just looking at the message board, hello to Daniel, then there's some comments about the caller, a few comments about that.
What are they saying about the caller?
Crazy woman, fantastic, one of them reads. This is a good argument.
She's still there.
Oh dear.
Are you still there?
No, I'm saying...
Well, of course you are. How can you say I'm not there? Yeah, everybody's where they are.
No, I'm a friend. I'm ringing from South London. And you don't speak to a woman like that.
No, it's you. I've got your telephone number in front of me. It's the same as the person who phoned before. You can't
Yeah, but
lie
I'm
like
here.
that.
I mean, she's not on the phone. I'm on the phone.
Yeah, but you're the person who phoned before.
No, I'm a friend. And you do not treat a woman like that.
Like what?
You don't.
Like what?
Like calling her a bastard.
I didn't call her a bastard.
Yes, you did.
No, you're a liar now.
We got it tape recorded. A whole lie.
Well, you have fun, but please don't call me again. Okay?
I'm going to have you sacked.
I'm going to have me sacked. I'll give you an enormous amount of satisfaction. That'll make the world a better place. What can you do? It's incredible. Let's go to line 1, shall we? Hello, line 1.
Hello.
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 I've been listening to the little lady from Crawley who's giving you some grief.
Oh, yeah.
She sounded drunk to me.
Well,
Did she to you? You didn't say anything,
No.
but she sounded to me as though she was drunk.
I have to deal with all sorts. You're very kind to show some smidgen of compassion towards myself here.
Yes,
Thank you.
you couldn't have done anything with her.
No.
And I do think the other speaker was another lady, actually.
Okay.
Her voice sounded just that little bit different.
Okay. Well, thank you for your vigilance and your wisdom.
I felt very sorry for you.
Thank you. Kind lady. Nice lady. 08459 570057. Line 3, there.
Yes, Tommy?
Hello,
Hello,
who's this?
who's this?
Just reiterating what that lady has just said.
Yeah.
Drunk, obvious, long-term by the sound of it too. If she is suicidal, she stopped drinking because alcohol is a depressant.
Right.
And she lost her case the minute she opened her mouth swearing.
Yeah.
Likewise did Mr. Bob Geldof. If you swear, you lose a lot of respect.
Well, I don't know about that.
Was Bob swearing today then at the concert?
No, I remember a long time ago when he first started.
Oh, I remember, yeah,
Yes,
I remember that.
I've not forgotten it. You've lost the
come
case.
on. No, he hasn't.
Tommy, you've lost the case.
That's simply not true.
Do you hear a politician swearing, trying to get over an argument? Question time, Dimbleby?
That doesn't prove anything. Bob Geldof cares, and he wants to have an impact.
We all care.
Well, I don't know if it's
But
not really...
I don't care about anybody if you start swearing, you
No,
see.
look, do you care as much as Bob Geldof?
About what?
About poverty and hunger and disease in Africa?
No.
You don't? Well, you can't say that everybody cares...
No, I
the same.
just don't like people swearing all the time. You
I know that, but my point is this. He is very passionate and he wants to have an impact, and I suspect it's legitimate, and it will be considered legitimate and by the BBC and by Ofcom and the Broadcast Standards Commission, who I would imagine are gearing themselves up to receive hundreds of letters of complaint from busybodies and ne'er-do-wells.
Why swear?
Because he cares.
Because he's not articulate then, is it?
He's an immensely articulate man. Do you really want to suggest that Bob Geldof isn't articulate? Have you heard some of his music, which he wrote himself? The man is a poet and an artist. Dare I say it, much more articulate than you, and more articulate than me. Immensely articulate. When he says the F word, it's the right word.
Well, why do you say the F word?
Why do I say the F
Yes,
word?
why don't you say the full word then if you don't find it offensive?
Because I'd get into trouble for it and Bob doesn't.
Well, see what I mean? Even the bosses.
But what you're saying here is that it's right that I should be censored. That I should be imprisoned in terms of my vocabulary. You're saying that's right, because that suits you. What's wrong with the word, man?
Do you swear in front of your children?
I asked you a question. Of course I do. What's wrong with the word?
You do?
Yes, of course I do.
Good Lord.
Do you find it offensive then?
Blasphemy!
Yes.
Blasphemy, you hypocrite!
No,
People
good
would find
Lord,
that
not
more
bad Lord.
offensive.
God, dear God, you just took the Lord's name in vain. Are you religious?
No, I'm not. This is it. I'm an atheist.
You've just blasphemed.
Doesn't matter.
Ah!
I haven't effed and blind.
But you've offended people who are religious.
Yeah.
Oh, so be it then.
What do you mean, so be it? Why one
I'll
rule for you?
apologise. As Bob Geldof apologised.
Was that a slip? Was that a slip of the
As that
tongue?
lady apologised.
Was that a slip of the
I
tongue?
came to your defence, you see, Tommy.
Should you not have said "Good Lord"? What's wrong with "Good Lord"?
I don't know. There's nothing. I can't see anything.
Well, why apologise for it then, man? Where's your spine?
If I said, bad Lord.
Yeah, but I got you confused for a minute because you weren't sure whether you'd said
Not
something
really,
wrong or
but
not.
it doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter, but the F word does.
Who said that I'm referring to God?
You blasphemed
I
slightly.
could have been talking about the House of Parliament, couldn't you? The House of Lords.
Stick to the point.
See?
Stick to the point.
Why is become the lawyer now?
Why is blasphemy? Well, you have to. Otherwise, it's a series of unconnected sentences.
Well, it's just that as I say,
I know what it is, but I want you to answer a question. Why is it okay to blaspheme, but you think it's wrong to say the F word? What's the difference? Why is the F word wrong, but good Lord is okay?
Well, it's in the Bible. The good Lord said.
No, that doesn't. Well, that's not a good
Excuse me?
argument. No, that's not a good argument. My point is that's not a good
Is
argument.
that in the Bible? Yes or no?
That's not a good argument because you didn't use it like that.
Is it? Oh, I just said good Lord. Is it in the Bible? Good Lord.
You used it as an exclamation.
Could you just answer yes or no?
I don't know.
It is in the Bible.
Where? Which verse?
Because I used to be, well into RI as they call it. I can't recall which Psalm or which Genesis or whether it was Exodus. I don't know, but it is in the Bible.
The point is this.
The F word is not in the Bible.
The point is this. You are partial. You decide that some things which are the same are right, and some things which are the same are wrong.
I've put over a view.
You've decided that some words you've decided that some words that don't suit you are wrong, and you've condemned a man and you've remembered it for 20 years. Well, you really are an atheist, aren't you? Now, because you're not a Christian there. Now, listen to me.
Yes, go on.
But you've also decided that some words which offend other people, and there are people listening to this who don't like the Lord's name being taken in vain, you've decided, quite arbitrarily, that that's okay, and indeed you'll do it.
Well,
now, what I want to ask you is this. You impress me with the intellectual mechanism, right, that supports your belief that you can be what appears to be so arbitrary, and I'm really looking forward to hearing the quality of this coming argument. Off you go.
Right. Good Lord, if I was to stand there and say it in the street, there would be no offence.
Yes, there would. Sorry, you're not answering the question. I'm going to give you one last go. Yes, you would. You would offend certain religious people who might be listening to this programme.
If I was to say effing and blinding in the street, that would be an offence.
It would offend. What you said would offend some people.
Offence.
What you said would offend some people.
Which God am I offending then? You see.
What you said would offend some people. You're not coming to terms with what I've put to you. I don't think you've got a very good argument.
Tell me,
it's sad that
if I'm a Muslim, which God am I offending? If I'm a Christian, which God am I offending?
It's really sad that you want to denigrate a mighty man like Bob Geldof, whose shoes you're not fit to. Well, he's probably wearing plimsolls. No, I know you don't. But it's not good of you to denigrate him for that reason. It's not good of you to remember that he said the F word 20 years ago. He doesn't want your money today.
If he wanted my money, he would have got, but the minute you start down that road...
Oh, right, so you decided to let some people starve in Africa because Bob said the F word?
Yes.
Oh, dear, I've heard it all now. Hello, who's on line 1?
Number 73.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, who's there?
It was a pity it was a poor line, because it was a pretty good effort at Kenneth Williams, that, wasn't it?
Hello?
Oh, hello, yes. Hello?
Hello, you're live on BBC Southern Counties Radio.
Yes, you were talking about aid to Africa and so on. The main problem with Africa is Africa itself.
And what's that then?
It was divided up 150 odd years ago without any thought about what the Africans actually think. That you're talking about maybe 1,000 different tribes and different languages that were just divided up by the Europeans, and they've never had a chance to recover from it.
Right, but that's surely not an argument as to why we shouldn't help them, is it?
Well, they won't help themselves because they basically don't like each other.
Oh, God.
So you're not going to help them, because that's your defence for why you think that people in this privileged Western world shouldn't help them?
We have been helping Africa by pouring billions of pounds into them for 50 years. And all that's happened is that we are supporting dictators and megalomaniacs to line their pockets. The actual Africans, the guys on the ground, don't get to see 1 red cent of it.
When were you last there?
I was last there 30 years ago.
And that's a long time ago.
It's a long time ago.
Where were you?
It hasn't changed.
How do you know that?
I was in East Africa, West Africa, South Africa, Mozambique. How much further do you want me to go?
How do you know that it hasn't changed if you haven't been back for 30 years?
Well, because I happen to read the news,
Okay.
I happen to
Which
see what's
newspaper
going
is that,
on.
then?
The fact is that
Sorry,
nobody...
which newspaper is it that you get this information from?
Which do you want?
Which one do you read?
The Guardian, The Independent, The Times, The Telegraph.
How come you read so many newspapers?
I don't read them all at the same time, but one at a time, and so on. But what most people in the West don't understand is
don't repeat
the
the point.
African mind.
Yeah. Oh, right. The African mind.
Yes, the African mind. The African is a highly independent person who lives in a small world, and he's being asked to take on something he
What
just
were you
doesn't
doing out there in
understand.
Africa?
I was a sailor.
They haven't got that many inland seas in Africa.
No, they've got an awful lot of ocean round it.
Right, so you actually visited the ports.
Yes, and also inland Africa,
Why did you go inland?
because I chose to.
To do what?
To see Savo National Park. I went into the inland of South Africa. That was when, remember, it was highly apartheid. It was the white regime in South Africa. Most of the rest of Africa was becoming independent, and it was a very wonderful country. It is a wonderful country, which is being absolutely torn apart by its own internal factions.
Now, you see, I don't agree, and I think that, like a lot of people, you're looking for a reason not to be compassionate.
Compassion doesn't come into it. It's understanding. People will not understand the African mind.
Now, you say that, you say, no, you say, hang on a second, you're not an expert on the African mind, sir. Whoever you are.
I am not an expert on the African
and
mind.
you don't understand it, so you mustn't suggest that you have a private access to a crucial circumstance, which, again, means that you do not have to exercise compassion in your view or in your deeds in relation to the most heinous situation on planet Earth at the moment. I mean, is there anybody who needs our help more than the continent of Africa, in particular East Africa?
You can take East Africa, you can take West Africa.
That's not the point. The point is, can you think of anywhere else that needs our help?
Pick on East Africa if you want.
Now, I'm asking you a simple question, and you're listening to yourself. Listen to me. Can you think of anywhere else that needs our help more than East Africa?
I can't think of anywhere that needs more help than Zimbabwe.
Okay.
That is in East Africa.
Yes. Right. So you're saying you can't think of anywhere else on Earth. All the problems in the different parts of Africa are different, but as a continent, they're impoverished.
Yes, they are.
Now, can you think of anywhere then, any particular pressing world problem that's greater than that?
Probably not.
Okay,
no.
so let's start there with that point of agreement then, shall we?
Yes.
Right. We can pick on individual African states, but the simple fact of the matter is that the continent as a whole is suffering from dreadful poverty, inexcusable illness and starvation.
Yes.
And as human beings, we just have to see if we can help.
Yes.
And that's all it is.
Yes, but the
And
help...
it's not an opportunity to show off the fact that we went to Africa 30 years ago. I've been to Africa plenty of times, much more recently than you, and for reasons connected with what Bob Geldof and the G8 people are going to be considering and shouting about over the next few weeks. And I'm not showing off about it.
Oh,
and I don't think there's any such thing as the African mind. What we're talking about is the African stomach. That's the issue.
Tommy, you're showing off you've been to Africa. You're not showing off that you've listened to Africans. There is a slight difference.
That's an idiotic thing to say. Who do you think I spoke to when I was there? Where do you think I went? Are you interested?
I don't know. Did you go and see the Hito?
Well, it's unlikely that we've all been to the same places. Africa's quite big, as you obviously know. What I'm interested in doing, let's pin you down on what you think. I mean, do you think we should, do you believe that you would like to take this opportunity to send out to the leaders of the G8 countries, okay, this simple message: do everything that you can to help?
Personally, I think that the G8 countries should stamp on the absolute dictatorships in Africa. I mean, we went to war.
No, I'm just asking. No. Let's not beat about the bush.
No, Thomas.
No, it's very. No. You hang on a second. You're mitigating your compassion, and I don't know why. What's your motive for wanting to say, but let's just do this?
Hang on, sorry, can I just say one thing? Are you saying then that we should invade Africa like we invaded Iraq? Did I hear that right?
You heard it totally wrong. Invading Iraq was a sin against humanity.
So how do you want them to stamp down on these dictatorships then?
That, I'm afraid, I'm not qualified to say, but we are at the moment pumping millions of dollars into Africa.
But if you're not qualified to say...
And it's going to a very small minority who are putting it to one side for themselves. The Africans aren't getting it. They're not getting this aid.
So hang on, you want them to stamp on the dictators, but you don't actually offer any way in which they can do that. You say you're not, you haven't got the right authority to discuss that, but you have got the authority to tell us all this evening here on Southern Counties Radio what the African mind is.
The Africans need to be left to themselves. Nobody seems to understand this. They are very good at coping with their own environment, which is a...
Well, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're seeing the same TV footage that I'm seeing, but they don't look like they're coping without lack of food, dirty water. I would not say they are coping with their environment at all.
At television, Alison, we're talking about people who are actually living.
You haven't been there for 30 years, man.
They're not television personalities, they're people. And they are dying and so on because they're being stamped on. The African has been able to cope with one of the most hostile environments on Earth for thousands of years.
So answer this question, what shall we do then?
Honestly, one begins to think the best thing one could do is to let them get on with it and stop sending arms and rubbish to the petty dictators who are taking everything away from the normal African.
And what do you think would happen then to that normal African? If we just wash our hands of the whole situation, what do you think will happen to the normal African, as you put it, then?
I think he'd probably survive very well as he's done for tens of thousands of years. If he's not being stamped on by other Africans who are being put in a position where they can actually wipe them out.
Yeah, okay, well, you sleep well.
I will sleep well.
Probably will.
Hello, who's on line one?
Oh, yeah, I'm calling about that man that rang you a few minutes ago about the fella talking about the mind.
Yeah.
Does he really think that the people out there that are starving, the people that are in agony, whose children are not making it into teenage years for the want of a bottle of water and a loaf of bread a day, really care about what other people did 100 years ago? Does he think they even know what happened 100 years ago? It's not relevant. They just want to live and have a normal life.
They just want to see tomorrow.
Exactly.
They're not worried about what happened. You're so right, so right.
And if he really, really is concerned about his money going to people who are going to use it for ill use, then I'll tell you what, my friend, get out there do some fundraising, get some blokes together, get out there and dig a well for these people and give them fresh water, because no one's going to fight a war with that, but people will live longer and have a happier life because of it. I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anyone, but that bloke was a moron.
It's a good call.
Hello?
Hello, who's that?
It's Rod from Crawley.
Hi, Rod.
I'd just like to say that I've never heard a more ignorant, ill-mannered pair than you two. You are so intransigent and dogmatic. Anybody who doesn't agree with you, you cut them dead. And to think my licence money goes to pay your wages, I don't like it. Thank you, and good night.
Hang on a minute. We're ignorant, but he phones us up, is rude, slags us off and then puts the phone down, and we're the ignorant ones.
Yeah.
Well,
that's not really good enough, is it?
not really. We're offering people the chance to have their views, and then we are simply offering our views back. If the people phoning this show with their so-called views are not bright or intelligent enough to put their point of view forward, that is not our problem.
I'm ringing him back because we didn't have a chance to have a chat there.
No.
Hello?
Hi, Rod.
Hi.
Yeah, we just thought we'd ring you back because we didn't have a chance to have a chat there.
No, we didn't, did we?
No, because you put the phone down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, a bit rude.
No, not really, because
Well,
you are, aren't you?
I never put the phone down on anybody.
No, because anybody who doesn't agree with exactly what you say, you are cutting them dead and you are putting them down.
Well, when you say cutting them dead, what do you mean by that?
Well, what I say.
No, but do you mean cutting them off?
Yes, you have cut one or two people off.
No, I haven't. If you say no, I haven't. And if you mean cutting...
Yes, you have cut one or two people off.
No.
I'm sorry, but you have.
No.
And
That's
anybody who
not true.
doesn't agree with you, you put them down straight away, and you are very rude and bad-mannered towards them.
I test their argument. And usually they haven't got one.
No, you don't test their argument, you just cut them dead.
No.
The charities that we do support.
Who's that in the background going on? Tell her to be quiet until she wants to come on the phone, otherwise it gets complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're very, very rude to people who don't agree with you.
I'm testing people's argument. I'd like to test yours.
Yeah?
Okay? Is your problem that you agree with the people who have a problem with Live 8?
I'll say it again.
Oh, God. It's a simple question. What do you think about Live 8? Let's put it like that.
If it achieves anything, I'm all for it, but I don't think it will achieve anything.
No, so in other words, you agree with the people who got an argument off me and Alison. You agree with them.
You think there's no point of Live 8? It won't achieve anything?
I don't think it will achieve anything, no.
So you agree...
Because you're dealing with politicians.
Yeah.
And
so you agree with the people who got a hard time?
Yes.
That's your problem?
My problem?
Yeah, that's your problem. Not the one that you brought.
No, the problem... let's just forget the problem with Live 8. What I'm saying to you is that you are very bad-mannered and rude to the people who do not agree with you.
That's simply not true.
It is true. We've just listened to you for the last half an hour.
No, well, why, if you don't like it?
Because we were travelling home in the car and we heard it on the radio.
Plenty of other radio stations. If you don't like it, don't listen.
Well, what are you doing now to me?
What am I doing to you? I'm asking you a sensible question. If you don't
what
like
you're saying to me, if you don't like it, turn the radio off.
Yeah.
Correct, you spotted that. Well done. So why didn't you?
Eh? I will. Good night.
Why didn't you? You put the phone down twice. You put the phone down on me twice. I mean, he accuses me. I never put the phone down on people, and he's put the phone down on me twice.
And now he's annoyed because you told him not to listen to you if he doesn't like it.
I'll phone him during the week and... No, you put the phone down on me twice.
No, this is not my husband. He's gone out.
He's a very rude man.
No, he's not a very rude man.
Well, he thinks that it's rude. He thinks it's rude.
He's a very caring person.
He thinks that it's rude to put the phone down, and he's put the phone down on me twice.
Well, what do you expect? Come on, please.
Well, is he rude or not?
Let's be honest. What are you like?
Is it rude to put the phone...
What are you like?
Answer a question. If you've got a brain... Have you got a brain? Yes.
No.
Answer a question.
No, I haven't got a brain. I haven't got a brain.
Is it rude to put the phone down?
I don't know. I haven't got a brain.
He says it's rude to put the phone down, and he's put it down on me twice, so is he rude or not?
I don't know.
Why not? It's a simple thing.
You just said I haven't got a brain.
I asked you to prove whether you had got a brain. Have you got a brain? Can you answer that question?
I haven't got a brain.
I don't think you have.
No, I haven't.
Evidently.
No.
And you vote?
No, I don't actually.
Thank God.
I haven't got a brain.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Will you say this to your husband when he comes back, then? If it's rude to put the phone down on people, and he puts the phone down on me twice, which is twice more than I put the phone down on anybody, then he's twice as rude as me. True or false?
Listen, Margaret and Mike...
No, true or false? No, stick with the point. Don't waffle on. Stick with the point. Can you stick with the point? Stick with the point. Is he rude or not?
I don't know. No, my husband's not a rude man.
Well, why did he put the phone down on people,
Because why should he talk to an imbecile?
Well, he did phone us.
Yes, because we couldn't believe what we were hearing.
08459570057. Would you like not...
Oh! She's put the phone down again. Three times in a row.
Come on, we can do better than this, people. Let's go.
Hello, who's there?
Turn that off, first of all. Good evening. You know, when you listen to the politicians in the on the television, you know, talking in the Houses of Parliament, they talk away and they won't be interrupted by anyone, just like a certain Mr. Boyd. Now, Mr. Boyd is not always right. You're talking to members of the public at the moment, and you're talking down to us.
No,
if you
I'm
were
not.
talking
I'm
to
not actually.
other
Excuse me.
politicians,
Excuse
they
me.
would probably make mincemeat out of you.
Excuse me. Let
Now,
me explain. No. You're not going to go on. If you're going to go on and not have a discussion. No. If you're going to go on and on, I'm going to cut you off. No. That's not. I'm not. You're not allowed to do a monologue.
To talk about, or not what a load of old second-rate pop stars want them to talk about.
Okay, let's talk about this. First of all, can you answer a simple question?
I suppose, what is my favourite book? What's the best book I've ever read?
No.
Tommy, these are the pathetic sort of things that you always come down to.
Well, you're obviously an ignorant man.
Wake your ideas up.
You answer me one question. When have I ever been wrong?
One thing.
When have I ever been wrong?
Why is there always someone who is top of the pile? And the answer is, there's always someone who's top of the pile because the rest of them are always below. It's what capitalism runs on.
You have a go at
If man was equal throughout the world, there would be
will you shut up and have a conversation?
There'd be no life.
Do you know how to have a conversation?
It is that you have to have someone at the top and you have to have someone at the bottom.
Rubbish.
The bottom of the run, unfortunately, happens to be Africa.
And where are you in this?
Doesn't matter
where are you?
Or anything else you give them.
Where are you in all of this then?
Will always be at the
nasty man.
So what do you want to do? Just leave them to die? You don't
nasty man. Man.
What are you saying?
Nasty man, terrible man. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should. I don't know how you look at yourself in the mirror in the morning. I wouldn't want to look. I wouldn't want to be you. I couldn't possibly be you. You're an extremely unpleasant man, dreadful human being. You're an ignorant. And what? By the way, what is the best book you've ever read? I bet you've never read a book in your life, have you? I bet the best book you've ever read is something by Jack Higgins. And I shouldn't imagine anybody likes you. You haven't got any friends. You haven't got any interests in life. You're a very stupid man, a very dull man, and he's put the phone down. What good was that?
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Thank you. And most people do, you know, in the end they do, don't they, Alison? Because my opinions are so thoroughly well worked out and decent. No, that's not a no comment situation. No. Do you want to take another call?
I'm going to feed your ego. I refuse to feed the Boyd ego. Hello, who's there? Hello?
Yeah, hello. Is that Southern Counties Radio?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, hello. I'd like to speak to your DJ on the radio tonight.
Yeah, you're live on Southern Counties Radio at the moment.
Oh, good, because I think basically you're the bloke on the radio at the moment is nothing more than a political pompous ass. Because as far as I'm concerned, he's taking more...
Is that ass as in a bottom or a donkey?
Whichever way you want to take it, dickhead.
Dickhead?
Yeah, dickhead, mate. Because personally, I think you're just a real pompous ass. I've listened to your radio station for the last half an hour.
Yeah, good.
And it's the first time I've listened to it, and it'll be the frigging last time.
Fine, who wants you?
Yeah, well, you frigging don't, do you? Because you're a dickhead.
Absolutely don't want you, a foul-mouthed idiot. No.
Yeah, no, I'm not an idiot, pal.
Well, I bet you are an idiot.
I've probably got more bloody qualifications that you'll ever dream of.
Okay, let's see what you got then.
Right, what do you want to know?
What you got?
Well, what do you want to know?
Qualifications, you said.
Huh?
Qualifications, you said.
What do you want to know?
What you got?
I've got a BA degree in honours.
Yeah, in what?
Politics.
In politics, where from? Where from? What?
Eton.
You're a liar, aren't you?
Yeah, I fucking am.
Yeah, okay.
But like you, I'm a fucking...
Yeah, off you go. Dear me. Okay, so, if you disagree with what I've been saying on this programme, you're in the same camp as that geezer.
Yeah.
Do you want to be there?
Do you want to be in that
Or do you
gang?
want to move? Do you want to come and join my gang? Do you want to come and join me and Alison's gang? Do you want to join the gang of people who do the work, who travel the world in their hearts as well as with their feet, who know? You want to be one of us? Or do you want to be one of them? Okay?
The choice is yours.
Beautiful. What a show.
Tommy, haven't you? You've got to go for the argument.
If it's one that matters.
Yeah, you got to go for the argument.
And this does matter. It matters a lot. You know, it has to matter a lot to everybody. So, where have you been?
I've been down to Portsmouth for the evening.
Right.
All right.
I'm just on my way home now.
Good night.
Good night. You take care.
Oh, no,
that's fine.
I didn't mean that, though.
No, she didn't mean, she didn't
I mean, did you have a good night?
Oh, I had a lovely night, yeah.
I love that. Good night, good night, bye.
Good night. Yeah, good night.
Yeah, we just, me and my girlfriend and that, we just went down there and had a wander on the front and a beer and fish and chips and came home.
Nice.
Beautiful. Where are you headed for?
Back to Farnham.
Farnham.
Yeah, so it's not too far.
Well, drive safely. Look after yourself.
And you, Tommy. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
And you, Alison. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Okay, so the next thing now is, when we do say goodnight to somebody, they'll say, yeah, it wasn't bad. Good fun.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
I've got one question. I spent 8 years of my life fighting for this country in the armed forces.
Yeah.
In Ireland and the Falklands. What has this country done for people like me? Who have to come out into civilian
Well, I quote John F. Kennedy at you.
Yeah, go on.
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Exactly, and I've done for my country. So now, what's my country going to do for me?
What do you want?
I have to work for, every day.
You don't have to go to work, do you? Oh my God, that's a disgrace.
That's disgusting.
I'll call the police.
Don't be so sarcastic.
I'll call the police. This man has to work.
No, excuse me, you're being
sarcastic. You had to work?
Right?
Are you really saying?
I put my life on the line for this country.
And what's
this country doing for me?
What do you
I have to go out and earn a living, like 90% of the people in this country.
Hey, I know.
What do you want?
What do I want? I want a bit of recognition for people like me.
Absolute disgrace. You mean to say you actually have to go and do a job? What do you do?
Me?
Yeah.
Personally, I'm a lorry driver.
You drive and we're making you drive a lorry.
No, this country's making me earn a living.
I know it's a disgrace.
Oh, that is disgusting.
It's appalling. I've never heard anything so heinous in my life.
If it wasn't for people like me, people like you would have a fucking job, alright, pal?
It's that language, from these idiots. I do apologise if anybody is offended. I can't imagine that anybody is offended, because after all we heard worse than that at 5 o'clock this afternoon on BBC One.
Indeed.
Line 2. Good evening, Line 2.
Hello,
good
who's
evening.
there?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi there. Yeah, I watched Live Aid tonight.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. I think it's a good cause and everything, and sent my money off.
Good.
But there was an act there, and there was a lot of foul language in it.
Sorry, can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Did you say Live Aid?
Sorry, Live Aid.
And when did you send your money off?
Last week.
For what?
For Live Aid.
What money?
Well, they're asking for money, aren't they?
No, they're not.
No, you're lying.
What?
You haven't sent any money off.
Yeah.
They haven't.
Yeah, I've sent them a check.
They didn't want it. They weren't asking for it.
Well, they are, yeah.
No, they're not. You idiot. They're not. They're not. They don't want your money. They've made it absolutely clear. They don't want your money.
It's all about putting pressure on the G8.
Yeah, but if you go to the website...
You didn't understand it, did you?
Yes, if you go to the website, Live Aid, they're inviting donations.
No, they're not.
They are.
They're making it clear that they don't want your money. They've never wanted your money. It's not about raising money. It's not a charity thing.
Well, if you go to the website, you'll see that they're inviting donations.
Which website's that?
The Live 8 one.
Okay, what's the address?
It's called live8live.com.
Right, well, I'll do that. And if I'm wrong, I'll be the first person to say so. But I think you'll find that
well, there's a bit on there that says we welcome donations to the cause.
Right, well, let's see if you're right. How much you send?
20 quid.
Good for you.
Are you looking now?
Yeah. Of course I am. Love to be proved wrong. What's the address again?
It's called live8live.com.
Live8 Live.
Live8live.com.
.com. Okay. Right. Okay. On land now, on your phone. We don't want your money, we want you, it says. On the first page.
Well, it might say that on the first page, but if you explore that site, you'll see that they are willing to accept donations.
Well, it says we don't want your money. How does that translate on another page into send us your money?
Well, all right, okay, yeah, I mean, and explore it, and you'll find the bit that says...
Where's the bit that says...
Well, explore it, I mean,
No, well, tell me. You're lying, aren't you?
No!
Well, where's the bit that says send us your money? when it says on the front page, we don't want your money. How much clearer can you get than we don't want your money? Go on.
Yeah, he's gone.
It's not that I'm good, it's just that some of them are that bad.
You're listening to BBC Southern Counties Radio. Who's that?
Hello, yes, this is Alan. I'm not the doc one that you mentioned before. I'm the gentleman that spoke earlier on about the lady that was rude. And then we went on to Bob Geldof, and that's the point I was trying to make. The first time he ever came on Live Aid,
Yeah.
his words were, "Give us your money, we want your effing money."
Yeah.
And that sticks in my mind.
Let it go, man, let it go.
No, it's not worth it. There's bigger problems out there.
No, but, you know, as I say, get facts straight. That is what the thing he represents, you see, to lots of people. Like the cenotaph when you had Michael Foot in a donkey jacket.
Oh, stop rambling. 08459570057. God almighty.
Hello, who's on line 1?
What a clutch bag of ill-thought-out, rag and bony ideas. The people who actually just need to say, look, I don't like the idea of Bob Geldof and like that. I don't know why.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Hello there.
Hello.
I agree with the Live Aid. I agree with free trade for Africa and the abolition of the debt. But what concerns me is about the increase in aid. How does it happen? Because I was looking on the net earlier on, and there seems to be, over the past years, a lot of corrupt governments that have been taking the money given to them and squandering it. I'm just wondered, if we increase aid to Africa, does it go straight to the corrupt government, or does it go to a third party who deal with it?
Well, you see, I'm not convinced about this business that all the money that's being sent, that has been sent in the past to Africa, was siphoned off by corrupt generals. First of all, I don't know how much money has been donated to Africa. I suspect it was very, very little.
Over the past 10 years, the site I was on was saying something like 350 billion. And there was reports of corrupt Nigerian leaders having 10 million private jets. I mean, I don't know if the facts of the site were true, but it's just a bit of a concern in my mind.
Well, I don't think it should be. Your concern should be for the people who are starving and dying of preventable diseases.
Yeah, and I'm thinking the amount of money that's been sent so far.
And it's not about aid.
Such a problem.
This is not about aid. Again, we're not... Oh, God. This is not about sending money. This particular campaign is about changing the trade relations with African countries.
Yeah,
it's not about aid.
And a drop of the debt, which are they not pushing for an increase in aid as well?
No. Forget aid. Forget charity. This is not about charity. Have you not been keeping up with it? It is not about raising money. It is not about sending blind quantities of cash or gold bullion. It is about reconstructing the trade links with these countries so that they have a better chance of standing on their own 2 feet.
I know, but I was talking about the pledge by Bush and Blair to increase aid. I just wanted to know that aspect of it. Does that go straight to...
Well, go and find out then and come back and tell me what it is.
Well,
you know, don't ask me. I'm not your daddy.
I was just asking you if you knew, politely, and you're just being a prick.
Yeah, because I think you're somebody who actually doesn't really like the whole idea, and when you came on and said you thought it was a jolly good idea, I don't think anybody believed you, and I could tell that myself. It was perfectly obvious that wasn't true.
Labe was about Ethiopia, Bane was about the whole world.
No, that's simply not true, mate. That's simply not true. And I know I was there because I talked to Bob Geldof at the very beginning of the whole idea. He came to see me in Birmingham because I'd started a campaign to raise funds for Ethiopia, having seen the Michael Burke 6 o'clock news report, which lasted 7 minutes, that revealed the extent of the famine in Africa that the rest of the world was ignorant about. And the following day I started an appeal which raised £45,000, and 2 weeks later Bob Geldof came to Birmingham, where I was working, to see me, to say that he wanted to do something similar. Not that he'd had the idea from me, that's ludicrous, he'd had the idea anyway, but he wanted to use the television work that I was involved in, that had started this food ship campaign, to help kickstart the whole notion of the media, and in his case, the rock media, doing something about the famine in Ethiopia.
Yes, Tommy. Yes, Tommy. But say, the original idea was to send ships of food, not ships of money.
Yeah.
Up together
and understand each other. We are all the same human being. We are made by one God. And please let us stop being selfish and understand each other. I hope everybody listens to this. But the people in Africa, the people in Ethiopia don't want to be handed out. They really want. They are very proud people. We are very proud people.
God, yes.
And I appreciate especially for Bob Geldof, what he did for my country. And thank you very much for everyone.
And thank you very much.
Thank you very much for phoning in.
I'm really grateful to you for your call, and long life and prosperity to all of the people of your homeland and to yourself. And we care about you. We wish we could do more, and we love you very much.
You do very well. You did very well.
Thank you.
And good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Inshallah.
Ciao.
Okay, Alison, it's been a great show. Thank you for great work. Thank you and good night. Here's Radio 5.
Night-night.
This is BBC Southern
For you then, and I bet you can't answer it. Yeah, I'm going to.
Give it to me.
And I bet your answer comes to 0 out of 10.
I don't think so.
Let's try it then, shall we?
Come on then, give
All
it
right.
on.
What exactly is your objection?
My objection is where rock concerts are going on, like Glastonbury's gone, but it's a good concert, but there's concerts going on.
That's not even 0.
No, you won't even let me finish my answer.
It should be a lot shorter than this.
No, excuse me, let me finish.
Let me give you an example of
you asked me the question, let me finish the answer, okay?
Well, you hadn't started it yet.
Because you won't let me speak, you keep interrupting.
Go straight to your answer. Don't waffle. Time is precious.
He was speaking to the ladies doing the traffic, about the traffic.
We've got all that. What exactly is your objection? May I suggest?
My objection is about if I listen to that band, I'll slash my wrist.
Right. Okay. So you're saying? Are you saying
when people are suicidal and are told as Samaritans?
Load of old rubbish.
Excuse me, it's
load
not
of
a load of old rubbish.
I totally reject, utterly out of hand, entirely.
No, it's not out of hand. You're going to get a lot of calls in now. The people that are suicidal.
I won't take them. And no,
to
rubbish.
Go to the wheelchair hospital in Crawley. Yeah.
I've never heard such a.
And the Roseward in Horsham. You're sick, man.
You're sick.
You want to get yourself alive. There's people out here that are homeless.
No, go away. Go away. Oh, some people would love the notion that somebody had said something on the radio that would love it. There are people, I'm not saying that person was, but there are people who would love the idea that somebody said something on the radio or on television that led to some kind of heinous occurrence.
It's absolute rubbish.
And I've been badly attacked. And I didn't like that statement.
What are you phoning us on then, if you're homeless, if I may ask?
Well, I'm phoning because, not mainly because I'm homeless, because of the statement that he said about, I
know, but I'm only trying to get a clear picture here about where you're coming from.
No, I'm saying, please let me say,
you can't,
slashing the wrist.
Yes.
Slashing the wrists.
Well, if you're homeless, where are you phoning from?
I'm phoning from Crawley. I'm facing.
No, I'm not talking about the city. I'm talking about whether you're under a roof.
No, I'm not. I'm in a tent.
You're in a tent on your mobile?
I'm not on a mobile. You've
got a landline in your tent?
No, can I explain?
Yeah, you better have.
There's no need to be sarcastic with me.
Well, then give us some facts that add up.
Right. Well, I'm come up to a friend's
You're being critical about two fellow broadcasters.
You won't let me speak.
Well, I'm just explaining why. I'm testing what you're saying because you're being critical. You're being critical.
I'm being honest. I've come up to a friend's flat in Furnace Green, Crawley.
Right.
And I've been crying my heart out. And there's a suicidal line when they call it people that are upset, suicidal, right?
No, I'm sorry.
Donations to people don't want to slash their wrists.
No, this is rubbish. It's unconnected.
No, it's not rubbish.
What do you say?
I'm going to the Crawley News and I'm reporting this.
Oh, big deal. You're wasting everybody's time.
In my tent.
You're wasting everybody's time.
No, I'm not, because
yes, you are.
I'm thinking of all the people out there.
No, you're not.
Serious. What about the Samaritans?
No, you're not. You're not thinking about
the Samaritans?
You're not thinking about these people.
The people out there that are suicidal.
No, they're not.
And you don't want to hear someone saying about a rock concert, saying, "Oh, I don't want to hear that sound
right,
or
well,
that band."
I've got a question. I've got a question.
Word across the airways, and there's people listening out there.
Oh, don't be a prude. Don't pretend you don't like bad language.
Excuse me, I don't pretend. I have to live the real world.
Yeah,
when you live in a tent and it's been ripped to pieces and you get battered, run ahead.
Everybody lives in the real world.
I don't think so.
Yeah, everybody lives in the real world.
Do you?
Yes.
I don't think you do, my friend.
Well, go away.
You just live in a sad world.
What can I do to ask you very politely to stop bothering me?
And what can I do to ask you to get the facts through to your brain, if you got one, two brain cells to rub together?
I don't enjoy arguing with you because you're not really very good.
Across the airways saying, "Oh, if you don't like that, don't listen to that rock band."
What are we going to do here, Alison?
I'm not sure. We've got a problem on our hands.
Yeah, I know.
You have got a problem.
Who's paying for this call?
You ain't seen the last of me or heard the last of me yet.
Who is paying for this
call? And I hope the whole of the Southern Counties are listening to Faye Finch.
This is the Internet Hour.
Living in a tent.
Do you realise that this is a programme about the Internet?
Yeah, the police know about it as well.
The police know about it?
Everyone knows me.
I dare say they do. I dare say they do. May I ask you?
Not dare say they do.
May I ask you, what programme did you think you had rung here?
Southern Counties Radio.
No, that's a radio station. Which programme? This is a programme about the Internet.
Oh, well, what I'm trying to get in touch with about, I didn't know about you were on duty, but I was on about David Miller.
Well, maybe you don't listen to the radio very carefully.
My friend's flat, to borrow his phone.
Well, you shouldn't go around trying to stir up trouble in this.
Then how can I have a landline in the tent? How can I charge up a mobile phone in the tent?
I've got one last thing to say to you.
You got nothing to say to me, my friend.
This is BBC Southern Counties.
Tommy Boyd and Alison Ferns on BBC Southern Counties Radio.
BBC Southern Counties Radio for a Saturday evening, the Saturday night late night phone-in programme, the first hour of which is the Internet Hour. Is delighted that Alison Ferns has broken this habit she's developed of missing the show in order to get completely ratted, I imagine, in preparation, celebrations in preparation for your coming marriage, which is great.
It is, but I am back tonight.
Yeah, Lisa and Jenny were fantastic, but there's only one Alison Ferns.
There's only one.
Line 6.
Hello.
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 Hello, is that Southern Counties Radio?
Yes, it is.
You're on the air.
Right, now, I want to say something, and don't put the phone down, please.
Well, as long as you
listen now.
No, you listen. If you can't cut a deal and make it a one-ended deal, the other deal is you don't run away, because I think you're going to say something...
No, I'm not going to say anything horrible, don't worry. No, nothing wrong like that. When, David Miller was on earlier...
Yeah?
He's saying about the rock concert. And he was talking to the lady that says the travel news, Sylvia.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? Right. Now, there's a lot of suicidal people out there, and he said something about one of the rock groups saying slash the wrists. Now, there's a lot of people who are very suicidal out here.
How many is that then?
Well, I'm suicidal, I'm homeless, I live in a tent.
They don't even know that that's their motive.
No.
And she didn't know what she was on about.
No.
But since she may have attracted attention to herself one way or another by some kind of spurious attempt at committing suicide in the past, I have no idea. We couldn't drag it out of her. I just wanted some facts. She felt that she was somehow some kind of a spokesperson for everybody who gets a bit pissed off from time to time. Sorry to be a little bit harsh, but she was critical of a very good friend of mine, or two. 08459 570057. You still there?
I am, and I'm going to get it right through, and I'm reporting it to the manager.
Yeah.
And I mean that.
Yeah.
And the whole Crawley here, Faye Finch, is going to fight back.
Fight back, yeah, you're going to fight back. And beat the bastards, aren't you, eh?
No, and why?
Oh, God. Go away. Please go away. Please go away.
No, you go. You're not going to get away with it. You don't say the B word on the radio.
Please go away.
No, you go away.
Please get off the line.
No.
Hang up.
You're disgusting.
You are.
You stink.
It's ridiculous what
I
you're
can
saying.
smell you down the phone and
You
I'm
can smell me
homeless. I'm
down the
cleaner than you.
Yeah.
It's
Go
a bath
away.
every day.
Please go away.
No.
Yes.
I'm only just pointing out that the man saying about flashing the wrist.
It's rubbish.
Right?
Your
no,
point
it is
is
not rubbish.
I've explained why it's
The presenter
rubbish.
should not say a thing like that when there's homeless people, not homeless, people plus homeless, people that are disabled, people
please
that
get
lost
off
their
my
loved
line?
ones, are suicidal.
Please.
And people do not want to hear
Get off my
a radio presenter saying, oh, slash their wrist, because they don't want to hear
Please,
a rock band.
please, I beg you to get off the radio, please.
No, you get off the radio.
Oh, well, I might in a minute. If you don't clear off, I'm
well,
going to walk
I don't
out.
like you saying the B